Chapter 16, The Alpachee. Greetings. Our tale began many billions of years ago. We are a species with a capacity for deep empathy. On Earth, humans might say we are clairsentient, and we are amplified by 1,000. We support our galaxy and the universe with our gifts to settle disputes before war and catastrophic events occur. With our mental development, we have been able to train the circuits in our minds to allow for deep meditation. Our meditations enable us to move into a trance where we see events before they happen. We can warn others to a safer outcome or kinder approach within this process. We have also been manipulated by the fallen ones and taken against our will for their gain and control. However, the fallen ones realized that our freedom is needed for our empathic nature to work at its fullest capacity. Our brains began to wither, and we were a mere shell of our prior selves when the shackles were placed upon us. Many of our species, the Alpachees, perished during this era. The fallen ones were determined to find a way to use our empathic insight to their gain. However, after centuries of abuse, they gave up and went elsewhere after depleting our planet's resources, and our species almost became extinct. Planet Earth and humanity were on the same trajectory as ours until recently. We come forward to communicate how deep the fallen one's conditioning goes. As mentioned before in this book, the fallen ones began as all life does in the consciousness of Source. Darkness overtook them. However, one must never forget where they came from. This does not erase or eradicate what they have done for billions of years. However, this must be acknowledged. On Earth, the fallen one's strength grew with the more souls they could feed off of. They devised a scheme to change the partnership between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. With the upset of balance, hierarchy would rise. And as soon as the city of Lemuria fell, the role of the female changed. Very early on, the fallen ones realized the female humans held immense intuitive powers, as they had the ability to create life in their bodies. They conceived a plan to reverse the role of the females on Earth, becoming servants to the male and degrading them throughout society. Some women had to sell their bodies to survive, and this continues to this day on your planet. Women began to fear men, and rightfully so, as the role of the male also changed. For the fallen one's plan to succeed, the role of the male must not allow for any femininity in their persona, or they would be downcast from society. The fallen ones had not planned that time and time again there would be males that would stand up for women, knowing they are each other's equal. This acknowledgement went both ways throughout the centuries. Women would intuitively know which men were aware and would come to their aid if needed. The time of this barbaric ways is coming to a close on Earth. No longer will women have to sell their bodies for the pleasure of others, and no longer will humans degrade their species or think ill of another when they are doing their best to survive. When you listen to these words, the understanding of the conditions the fallen ones have placed on humans becomes clear. With the trauma that humanity has endured, many humans are not affected when they see another living on the street or going through the garbage for food. When humans hear of refugees leaving their country for their safety, many ask, how will this affect them and their country, instead of asking, how can I help? When humans look deeply at these issues, there can be a resolution. However, the fallen ones have played this game for a long time and know what to show humans to distract them. When more humans awaken, you will join together as a wave of light to distinguish the false illusions and get down to helping all humans live a life where they are safe, loved, and cared for. This will take little time once humans unite and no longer feed into the hands of the fallen. The understanding will come through, not to place blame on the fallen ones or the unawakened humans. With the energy that Earth and humanity are moving into, this energy brings renewal and a higher perspective of moving forward in resolution.